Hey everyone, it's Kylie from Paint Wing. In today's video, I'll be demonstrating how to paint a male wood duck. I'm going to start off with the eye. I'm going to fill it in using a small paintbrush, such as a number 3 or number 0. For this process, I'm just using red paint. You'll notice I'm leaving a little white dot for the highlight, and the larger dot will be where we fill in the pupil. Next, we'll be adding orange to the beak. I'm using cadmium orange medium hue paint. We want the orange to appear light, so let's add quite a bit of water to it, about 80 to 20% ratio. After adding a diluted amount of orange paint, go back in with a more saturated amount along the outside edge right here. Then we'll be adding a diluted amount of red paint around the outside of the eye. And then we'll be adding that same color to the beak. After adding some paint, dip your paintbrush into water and blend it out into a gradient. Now let's let this layer dry. After it dries, we're going to go back over it with more red. We're also going to be adding a saturated amount of red paint to the eye. Next, add some gray or black paint around the eye. Just use a little bit of water mixed in with your paint to keep it saturated. And some dark marks here. And then the lower beak is black. For this part here, I add a little bit of brown paint with my red to make it a little darker. And then using that same color, I'm going to paint out a nostril hole. Next, add a ring of black around the eye. After adding the sap green, add some black above it. After adding the black, let's add some darker green. The green I'm using is Cascade Green by Daniel Smith. And then let's add some blue. The next color is going to be a reddish purple. In order to get this color, I mixed imperial purple with burnt sienna. And then fill in this area with either dark gray or black paint. And more of that purple burnt sienna mixture. And in the top of the head, we're going to have some green and blue paint. And then let's continue some black paint over here. The front of the chest is a purpley brown color. So add some more purple and then some burnt sienna. And then towards the bottom, adding yellow ochre. For the rest of the body, let's loosen up a little. I'm adding more of that burnt sienna purple mix right here. I'm just quickly swiping a number 8 round brush And then here I'm adding Cobalt Teal by Daniel Smith. Some blue over here. For the tail feathers, brush on some gray paint. I didn't add a ton of water for this, so you can kind of see the tooth of the paper. After things dry, we're going to paint some marks using a Saturday Paynes gray or black paint. Using a small brush, we're almost going to draw the paint on. Here I'm creating small little marks to represent feathers. Now fill in this area of dark gray. Lastly, I'll be adding some white dots to the chest. I'm using a white acrylic paint marker for this. You can also use gouache, a gel pen, or opaque ink. And then after those few details, this guy is completed. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day and have fun painting.